all meeting over there in the Board of Governors, they don't know how to run this university. There's only one group that can run this university. That's the workers and the students. They have failed and they fail again. So give it up for the workers and the students. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to do. We're going to rally here. We're going to hear some amazing speakers. We have amazing speakers from all the unions, from our undergrads. We are so lucky to have the president of the American Association of University Professors, Irene Mulvey, here with us today. Irene, thank you. We are so lucky to have the president of the American Federation of Teachers here with us today, Randy Weingarten. We also have the president of AFT New Jersey, Donna Chiara. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to hear some speeches. We're going to do some picketing here at Voorhees Mall. Then we are going to march, and we are going to shake this university to the ground as we march. We're going to pick up hundreds of students as we go, and we're going to go not very far over to Winans Hall, where our gilded friends are meeting in a closed-door meeting without us. And we're going to give those guys a little message together about the kind of contracts we want to see, and more importantly, the kind of university we are going to demand. All right. So let's get going. We are going to start with the co-vice president of HPAE, 5094, in the House, Justin O'Hay.
Didn't think I needed to stand on the bench, but okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Justin O'Hay. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I've worked with University Behavioral Healthcare and Rutgers University for the past 12 years. I've been working in community mental health and addictions pretty much my entire career, and I've watched the decline happen over my entire career, and particularly here at Rutgers University. I'm here representing over 2,000 health professionals across this institution. And I want to start off by saying thank you for everybody coming here and supporting us in our struggle against this healthcare monolith that we're up against. Our contract expired back in June, back in the end of June, as a matter of fact. And I just wanted to kind of lay the groundwork of this by saying we've always approached Rutgers University in good faith when it comes to bargaining. We endured absolutely horrific conditions throughout the COVID-19 pandemic.
That's right.
Our professionals have worked thousands of uncompensated hours trying to ensure that the vulnerable people of the Middlesex County community are getting the care that they need. And all we've gotten is low staffing levels. We've been starved of resources and disrespected every single inch of the way. We along with the CRU, came to the table with Rutgers University to try and create an MOA for the fiscal emergency. To try and create an MOA to hold off the worst parts of the fiscal crisis that they were calling. And they decided not to meet with us. They decided to stall the entire process. They threatened layoffs all over the university and made draconian cuts to some of our frontline care services for adults and for youth across the state of New Jersey. We wound up losing over 100 of our employees, and that's not to include over 1,000 employees across the Rutgers system with their layoffs. We did everything that we could possibly do to try and prevent that from happening, and nothing really came to fruition. After everybody was laid off, they decided to come back to the table, and we took a whole bunch of hits in order for them to save money. Well, it turns out that the fiscal emergency that they called for was actually the biggest economic windfall of Rutgers' entire history.
That's right. 300 million.
They use disaster capitalism to restructure this university and to profit off of everybody's misery. Meanwhile, all of us are slaving away, not getting compensated for the extra work that we're putting in. They forced us to prematurely return to work when we had elevated gas prices and high inflation, just to do remote work from offices that we've been doing from home for almost 2 years straight. We have dangerously low staffing levels, a starvation of resources to programs that serve the vulnerable, and it's not okay. It's a goddamn shame.
That's right. That's right. You tell them.
RU talks very progressively, but their actions are totally regressive. They talk about their sense of gratitude for the relationships that they have with labor at this university. They call us healthcare heroes, a beloved community in their messaging, yet they treat us like a bunch of machines that don't have any basic needs at all. The turnover in clinical areas is out of control, and the corporate turn and burn management style is degrading our clinical care, contributing to an inhospitable work environment. Rutgers is actively subcontracting our nurse practitioners and social workers at Cancer Institute in New Jersey, handing over union work to the private sector, and will not even admit to it when they're presented with the facts. We've endured years of neglect and gaslighting. RU chooses profit over people and profit over patients time and time again. If RU considers us a beloved community, they would come to the table without foolish theatrics. They would offer real cost of living increases to their healthcare heroes after all of our sacrifice and 9.1% inflation. Rutgers would work to retain staff and incentivize our difficult and often thankless work. All we ask is that Rutgers comes to the table in good faith, respects our mission for transparency in the negotiations process, and treats their beloved community with a modicum of respect.
That's right.
I'm here to speak in the Board of Governors and present President Holloway with a petition signed by over 1,000 of our members in a show of unity for a fair contract. Solidarity, everyone.
Our next speaker.
I want to make sure everybody knows
LCIO is here with me for Eric Richard.
our next speaker now. I wanted to make sure everyone knew you were here. Our next speaker is Todd Deshawn, Executive Council of Full-Time Faculty Union.
You have a surplus of Todd.
Good morning, fellow workers. Good morning, students. How are we feeling this morning? Now, I know y'all can do better than that. How are we feeling this morning? Are you fired up? Are you fired up? Well, you know I'm fired up because we're here today to make demands upon the power holders of this university who've been making millions of dollars, expanding the administrative bloat of this university while refusing to give living wages to student workers, grad student workers, adjunct professors, and full-time faculty. We're here to say enough is enough. Today we draw a line in the sand. We say we know where the money is, and we're coming for it. We demand the dignity and respect that we deserve because Rutgers works, because who does? We do. Rutgers works because we do. And when we come together in solidarity, together as students, as faculty, as staff members, there's nothing we can't achieve. The power is ours. If you're looking around the country today, if you're watching the news, if you haven't been hiding under a rock, you notice there's something going on in America lately.
Yes.
What's going on?
What is it?
What is it?
Strikes.
Strikes! Workers are rising up in the food industry, in the agricultural industry, in the manufacturing industry, and also, guess what, in higher education. Our union comrades in California are on strike right now. And winning. So what I say to you all today is when we come together and we make our demands, if they don't listen to us, what are we prepared to do? Strike! What can we do? Strike! What will we do? Strike! Now say it with me. Strike! 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 Strike!
Hope they can do that over at Old Queens in Winers Hall. And if they can't, we're going to bring it right to their doorsteps. Who's coming with me? Let's do this, Rutgers! We're going to have a couple more speakers out here before we march over to Winers Hall.
All right, folks. Next speaker, Charles Basden. Is that right, Charles Basden? Union of Rutgers Administrators. Welcome, Charles. Man, look at the people. Look at the people. Where there are people, there are power. Where there are people, there are power. And when I say to you, power to the people. We must not be afraid to invent our own future. These words by Thomas Sankara, a famed African revolutionary who led on gender and women's rights, offers us a way forward in the face of great and grave intransience by the so-called beloved administration. My name is Charles Basden, and I'm here literally reporting live from the bargaining table. I'm a senior academic recruiter here. Exactly 1 year ago, I decided to really join the fight because I saw what we were up against. I saw issues like health and safety and record inflation on the docket. And I joined the fight to look directly at Rutgers' face and say, after what we've been through, you owe us.
Yes.
When I'm not here, I'm on the road espousing the academic and professional virtues that help attract the best and brightest to our campuses. Doing so requires the belief that our leadership will make true its creed, professing to care for our collective well-being. Well, let me be frank. It's getting harder to uphold your illusion when the world and the word is getting out about your exclusions.
Yes.
I'm here today to demand a stop to this charade. That means a fair contract right now, and the time is now. I'm not making news here when I tell you we got a lot of work to do. We got a tough fight ahead of us. I won't complain or argue about that difficulty, and I don't want you to do it either, because now is the time to dig deep. Hell, it's time to dig even deeper. I can tell you that your brothers and sisters around that bargaining table, the people occupying these buildings, and all of you in front of this space know what it means to make tough pocketbook decisions that impact yourselves and your families every day. Unfortunately, that basic human decency and respect is not echoed by the members of the Board of Governors. Rutgers hear this and hear it clear. Your IOU check has come through. Your goodwill has bounced. Insufficient funds for over 150 days. My friends, that's just bad business. Listen, let's not be confused. These folks full on know your worth. Your real worth. No, they don't sweat like you and I, but they know how hard it is to replace you. They know how hard it is to replace the work ethic and the values that you bring to your workspaces every day. Trust me, they see the concerning headlines about the turnover in higher ed, but they lose their common sense when it's time to re-up the piggy bank. Non-hostile work environments, that don't exist here, they say. Health and safety concerns, the state of our buildings, just fine. When it comes time to talk healthcare, they look at me and say, you guys can pay more. And when we talk raises, oh boy, the proverbial bad faith math comes out, and the math stops mathing. The future is one of respect that we wish to create, and the time for a free and fair contract is now. Power to the people.
Ponchos to the people.
Ponchos to the people.
You guys feeling some love in this format? Anybody feeling some love? The rain's not going to stop us. The university administrators are not going to stop us. We're going to win this thing. Up next, from the NJ, AFL-CIO, is Eric, legislative director.
Put the mic right next to your mouth. Don't get shy.
Brothers and sisters, the AFL-CIO is proud to stand in solidarity with you today in your struggle for a fair contract. The AFL-CIO has over 55 international unions, many of which represent workers right here at Rutgers. From the security guards to the cafeteria workers represented by AFSCME to the construction workers building the campus every single day. These men and women of labor stand in solidarity with you today. As an AFT member myself for many years, an adjunct professor at the School of Labor and Management Relations, I know firsthand the struggle of workers, staff, faculty here at Rutgers. It wasn't too long ago that, remember President McCormick? Remember President McCormick fought the organizing drive of what would become the URA every step of the way? Remember when raises were removed from our staff and our faculty? Time and time again, the Rutgers screw gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And here we are again in the rain, marching to the Board of Governors to let them know that together with the labor movement here in New Jersey, we are going to achieve a fair contract on behalf of our members. That's not going to happen without folks like the students that are here today. Thank you, students, for coming out and standing in solidarity with organized labor. I also want to thank the AFT for their aggressive representation of the AAUP, of the URA, of the AFT. The AFL-CIO is proud to work with them each and every day on behalf of their members. Let me tell you this, it's not easy being union at Rutgers. It's not easy being union at Rutgers. But when we work together, we win together. And the AFL-CIO intends to win with you every step of the way until we have a fair contract. Just 2 months ago, a couple of the previous speakers mentioned we had a picket line down at Robert Wood Johnson, down at the Cancer Institute. Why? Because Rutgers is transferring union work to non-union private sector public-private partnerships. That's backdoor union busting. That's backdoor union busting, and we won't have it here in New Jersey, and we won't have it here at Rutgers. So I ask you, today is the start of the fight. We've had many fights before. Today is the start of the fight. Continue to fight. Continue to stand in solidarity with the university community, and we will win together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Eric, Richard. Solidarity from NJ AFL-CIO. We have one more speaker, and then we're going to march over the line and talk. I just want to remind you all something. The full-time unit, Rutgers AAUP-AFT, gave a salary proposal to the Office of Labor Relations, a brand new office that was supposed to make bargaining more efficient at this university, in May of 2022. We gave them an economic proposal in May of 2022. It is now December of 2022. There are 800 lawyers that all make $300,000 a year have not had the opportunity to respond to our economic offer in 7 months. Shame!
Trifling!
Our amazing professional staff did get an economic response, and it's less over 4 years than inflation is this year. They offered our amazing professional staff a smaller raise across the next 4 years than our amazing professional staff will, then inflation will hit them in this 1 year. It is shameful. Shame on Rutgers that put away $300 million during the pandemic and refuses to pay its professional staff the lifeblood of this university. All right, one more amazing speaker,
That's right. And they won't even give the adjuncts a date for an economic offer. Shameful.
Shame.
All right, our last speech to bring down the House before we go over to Winans Hall is our president from the American Association of University Professors at the national level, Irene Mulvey. Welcome, Irene. She came all the way from Connecticut. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Can we give it up for this amazing megaphone holder, Sherry Wolf? Come on. Okay. It's heavy.
A lifetime of gyms.
My remarks are in my AAUP Red Book. I am thrilled. It's my pleasure to be here at one of the top public research universities, and it's my absolute pleasure to be speaking to the people who are actually responsible for Rutgers having that reputation. You are the people who continue to build and uphold that reputation for Rutgers. I hold a pencil fist in your honor. I am your colleague. I'm a professor of mathematics. I'm the president of the American Association of University Professors, and I'm a vice president of the AFT. I am here to tell you, as loud and as clearly as I can, we have your back. We have your back. AFT President Randy Weingarten is your headliner, and you're going to hear from her a little while later, but hear from me now. From the AAUP, our leaders, our chapters, our members, we have your back. We support you. We stand in solidarity with you. We're here for the long haul. We're here no matter what happens. Put us on speed dial. We're with you, and we're here to win it. I wish you could see the crowd here. The importance of your presence can't be overstated. In addition to building community and showing solidarity, it shows your amazing negotiating team the support they have from their workers. It empowers them. They know their constituents want them to continue to push for everything I saw on the palm card. Fair salary increase, job security for all, race, gender, and campus equity, guaranteed graduate funding and support, control over your teaching, research, and service, one faculty united, and the common good for your students and community. You're bargaining for the common good. Say it with me. Bargaining for the common good. Bargaining for the common good.
Bargaining for the common good.
And in addition to building community, showing solidarity, and empowering your negotiating team, you let your administration and your gilded Board of Governors know that enough is enough. Say it with me. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. This is an unbeatable coalition composed of the people who actually do the work to make this a top-tier public university. And what are you hearing from management is no. Well, they're hearing from us today. Enough! You want to be in your classrooms. You don't want to be out in the rain. You want to be with your students. You want to be in the library. You want to be in a study kiosk. You want to be writing your thesis. But you're out here in the rain because enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
I'm skipping my paragraph on the pandemic because they told me I only have 2 minutes, but it wasn't President Holloway in a classroom with the students not wearing a mask.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't President Holloway wondering if he's bringing home a deadly virus to his immunocompromised family members. Who was it? You! In the fall 2020 issue of Rutgers magazine, I did a little research. I read that President Holloway addressed the faculty senate and spelled out the touchstone of his presidency: the relentless pursuit of academic excellence. Well, you're not pursuing academic excellence when you don't get your faculty a contract for going on 6 months. That's right. They're not even responding responding to your proposals, much less addressing them. Well, let's tell President Holloway, big jobs and big salaries come with big responsibilities to the workers of this university. Let's see this relentless pursuit of academic excellence translate into something meaningful, like progress toward a contract. That's my third page. Okay. So I just, okay. Thanks. So anyways, it's not just us. We all hear you. It's great. Somebody else needs to hear you. The Board of Governors needs to hear us. They need to know who works here, how hard you work, that you're not happy about working without a contract for months and months, and that you're sick and tired of the foot dragging and stalling coming from their side of the table. So off we go. We've had our conversation here, but let's tell the people who really need to hear it, fair contract now. Fair contract now. Fair contract now. Fair contract now. Fair contract now.
Thank you, Irene Mulvey! All right, check it out. Irene's absolutely right. It's time to tell the Gilded Board of Governors, the people who really make the decisions at this university, and President Holloway, that we want a fair contract now. So what we're going to do is we're going to march up that way in procession, and then we're going to go to the left and march over the wine and tall. We're going to follow, there's a white banner up there, that's the front of the procession. So we want folks to get in line, see Jacob shaking over there, waving aside. He's going to lead you hard into the procession, and we're going to march over the wine and tall. We're going to tell the Board of Governors who's Let's go!
Oh, okay. Sherry's up front. I'll go to her. Basically, to go slow enough that we don't separate them out.
Get up! Get down! What do we want? Get up! Get down! You don't think it's the unions now? Get up! Get down! You don't think it's the unions now? Get up! Get down! What do we want? What do we want? What do we want?
I hate those fucking things. People are so inconsiderate.
What do we want?
Fair contract.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract! Now! Fair contract! Now! Fair contract! Now! Fair contract! Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
Now! What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Fair contract!
When do we want it?
Now! Fair contract! Now! Fair contract!
Exploitation ain't the way. Adjuncts deserve equal pay. That ain't the way. Adjuncts deserve equal pay. Exploitation ain't the way. Adjuncts deserve equal pay.
Equal work for equal work for equal pay. 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 Rutgers is for education. We are not a corporation. 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 We are not a corporation.
Rutgers is for education.
We are not a corporation.
Fair contract!
Now.
We are not a corporation. 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 We are not a corporation.
Rutgers is for education!
We are not a corporation.
Rutgers is for education!
Not a corporation.
Rutgers is for education!
We are not a corporation. This is for education. We are not a corporation.
What do we want?
Don't spread out. Pull this back in. You guys should stay on this one.
Hey.
On the side, we're gonna move into a picket. We're good. Yep. Come on, stop. You got it. You got it.
Now!
Fair contracts. Now. Fair contracts. Now. Fair contracts. Now. Fair contracts.
Down by a
Fair contracts. Now. Fair contracts. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Fair contracts. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Fair contracts. Now. Gee, you can't hide. Now. Gee, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side.
All right. Welcome, folks.
What do we
I
want?
remind you, in that building right there is our dear friends, the Board of Governors of Rutgers University. And our dear friend, President Jonathan Holloway. And our dear friend from the Office of University and Labor Relations.
I don't even work here!
They have 300 lawyers making $300,000 a year, but they can't respond to our bargaining proposals. So we're going to send them a little message today about whose university this is. Our university. Whose university?
Our university!
Whose university?
Our university!
Whose university?
Our university!
That's right. So we're going to be marching around this building for an hour while they have their secret closed-door sessions, and they talk about secret closed-door things, like how much money they're going to subsidize from our pockets, students' tuition, and state appropriation for the athletics program. And while they have that discussion, we're going to let them know that if they don't get to the bargaining table and bargain in good faith, they're going to have a strike on their hands. We see 50,000 on strike in California. We see 2,000 on strike in New York. We see grad students in Philadelphia preparing for a strike. We also see faculty in Chicago preparing for a strike. They better come to the table or they're going to have a strike in New Jersey. That's the warning. That's what they need to understand is coming down the pipe. So let's get on with it. We have our first amazing speaker, one of our amazing EOF counselors, and a member of the EOF board, Melissa Vargas. Welcome, Melissa.
Speak as close to it as you can. Don't be afraid of the mic. Go right in.
Hello, everyone. I'm the VP of the EOF Counselors Unit here at Rutgers University. And although we're a very small unit, we are a very mighty unit.
That's right!
I'm also currently the EOF counselor at the Ernest Mario School of Pharmacy, where I have fulfilled this role for over 20 years. And I'd like to just share a brief word about what EOF is. EOF was signed into state legislation as a response to the demand for access and equity in higher education. For over 50 years, the Educational Opportunity Fund program has served financially and educationally disadvantaged students at over 42 of New Jersey's universities. universities and colleges, including Rutgers. Our comprehensive student support models have been the subject of academic research and have been replicated across campuses. Equity is at the core of EOF's mission. As such, EOF counselors, as well as everyone that is in the presence today, are valuable assets to this institution. We bring with us a unique set of skills and talents that have allowed our students to surpass the institution's graduation rates and beat the odds that are stacked against them. Many of us have overcome the same social, economic, and cultural barriers in our own undergraduate and graduate careers with the support of programs such as EOF. As EOF counselors, we do not see our service as a job, but rather as a calling. Unfortunately, we have been working under an expired contract for 6 months, and we're not even close to a resolution. Issues such as poor working conditions, increasing workloads, and non-competitive pay have forced some of our EOF counselors to take their skills and talents elsewhere, while leaving others feeling defeated and demoralized. Although EOF is a highly respected program, some of our counselors must work in spaces, such as in Millidoler Hall, where we just marched from, that are not conducive to providing high standards of student support. Under no circumstances should any student have to come to a basement office lined with bug traps in a building with discolored water, moldy walls, and uncomfortable temperatures. And under no circumstances should an EOF counselor or any worker for Rutgers be subjected to work in such an environment. This is an institutional microaggression. This sends the message that workers and students are not worthy or deserving of safe, functional spaces on campus. Workloads continue to increase, leaving us frustrated and burnt out. Failure to reach a fair agreement regarding pay leaves many of us to struggle financially, regardless of whether we're faculty, workers, PTLs, EOF counselors. And it also threatens our mental health, making it difficult for us to perform our job functions in a spirited and focused manner for our students. In order to best support our students in navigating these challenging times, we, including faculty, students, and staff, require the support from our institution so that we can continue to do what we do best for this university. I've mentioned the word equity several times. Rutgers is an institution that prides itself on equity. Together, we must demand the same equity in our collective bargaining process, in our contracts, in our work conditions, in our workloads, in our pay. As disheartened as we may feel, we will not be discouraged and we will not be deterred, as evidenced here today.
That's right!
We will not be silenced by the administration's no's.
Right.
No's are the fuel to our flames in the quest for equity. Now is the time to stand together in solidarity and strength to continue our fight for a fair and equitable contract that respects and reflects our value as an integral fabric of this university and of this society. Thank you.
Let me say one thing. Where's Jacob? Okay, we want to figure out one thing. We want to make sure future speakers coming up, we're going to have 2 mics on you so that we can point in both directions, because we have people in both directions. It's not working?
Yeah, it's out.
All right, so we're going to have to figure out how to make sure we project
Who has
towards
the mic
everyone.
for this? Where's the mic?
All right, Jacob, do you want to make an announcement about marching? Where's Jacob? He's not here, so let's keep moving. Oh,
Yeah, it is. It's not a protest until the siren goes off, all right?
Woo!
All right, up next is my PTL colleague from the executive board, Heather Pierce.
Heather, use your outside voice and scream.
Can I do it without a mic?
No, you can't.
Then I don't know that I should use my outside voice.
Loud,
All right.
into there, as close as you can.
All right.
Pretend it's me.
What?
Yell.
You want me to yell like you? Or yell like me?
Pretend like you're yelling at me.
All right. As a PTL at Rutgers, I teach hundreds of undergraduate and graduate students each year. This is an important role in the function, in the core function of the university. And in this capacity, I'm responsible for at least part of the education that will shape the rest of students' lives. As an educator and mentor, I pour my heart and soul into my job, and I honestly love the work that I do, working with my amazing students. But as an employee, as a worker, I'm treated as a disposable nobody. The message I get from Rutgers management is that my work has no value, that I have no value. Adjunct faculty and graduate students are the backbone of this university, and yet we are paid poverty wages. We play a key role in the provision of the university's key missions, and for this, we deserve a living wage. But it is clear that to get what we want, a fair contract with a living wage, job security, and health insurance, we need to build power outside of the bargaining table as well. We see what is happening across the country, and this should give us hope for the future. The time is now to stand up for ourselves, to mobilize for better working conditions, and together demand that Rutgers finally gives us the respect and treatment that we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, HP! All right, next up, we have the amazing president of AAUP-AFT, Dr. Catherine Monteleone.
Tell him, doctor.
I'm Dr. Catherine. I'm Dr. Catherine Monteleone. I'm a professor of medicine at Robert Wood Johnson Medical School, and I've been here over 30 years. I am also the president of AAUP-BHSNJ. That is the main union for a majority of the healthcare faculty at all our schools. Our faculty has experienced many of the same difficulties that you all have, and we are all in this together. We stand in solidarity with all of you. We've been treated with a lack of respect. Our contract expired last July, and we've had only a few dates, 1/3 of the dates we had during our last contract at the same time for negotiation. We gave the administration a compensation proposal in July. We have not had an answer to that. Yet we have an administration, including our chancellor, who are paid well above the mean of their positions. And on top of that, 11 of these people have received $6 million in bonuses. For what? For what?
Bullshit! Union bullshit!
Meanwhile, our faculty, our RBHS faculty, many of whom are paid at the 25th percentile for people in their position across the nation. And no wonder we have a problem with retention of faculty. Are they surprised that people leave here so quickly?
Nope.
In the ultimate insult, Rutgers has partnered with Barnabas to replace our union faculty with non-union workers. This is union busting.
That's right.
Clearly union busting. And Ms. Weingarten has brought it to the governor's attention. We have the governor's support in this.
finally, our unit, our BHS unit, has supported a petition to align our unit with the Rutgers faculty unit. But President Holloway and those in control have not voluntarily recognized this petition that was signed illegally. So we ought to go to PERC, and that's where it's sitting at the moment. Hopefully we will get a good answer from PERC, and we'll be one union, one contract. We know we will prevail. Yes. We know we will stand together, and we know we will get a good contract. Thank you, everyone.
What's disgusting? Union busting!
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
What's disgusting?
Union busting!
And there's one way to stop the union busting. We have a saying at Higher Ed Labor United that we need to build a movement that's wall to wall and coast to coast.
Yeah.
Wall to wall. No
to
separation
coast.
between any workers at this university. Dining staff, ground staff, professional staff, doctors, nurses, techs, full-time faculty, part-time faculty, grad workers, professional staff. We are all in this together. If we're going to win and stop their union busting, we're going to have to fight as one, and we're going to have to fight with our students. That's how we win. And now we have the pleasure of bringing up the president of the largest teachers union in the AFL-CIO, Randy Weingarten, our president. Welcome, Randy. Can you hear me?
Yeah!
Do you think the board can hear me?
Yeah!
They're right there.
What do you think? Okay, so the first thing we're going to say is I'm going to say fair. Fair. We want to do this. You repeat after me. Fair.
Fair!
Contract.
Contract!
Now.
Now!
Fair.
Fair!
Contract.
Contract!
Now.
Now!
Fair.
Fair!
Contract.
Contract!
Now.
Now!
Now all together.
Fair! Contract now!
Fair. Contract now.
Fair contract now! Fair contract now!
Okay, we're just getting ready. In the rain. Getting ready to roll and to walk. I love that. They're still saying it down there. If I can hear you, the board can hear you. So look, it's kind of sort of simple here. And we've had a lot of incredible educators who have taken this mic in the rain. And we're supported, I love this, and we're supported by a lot of students here. And why is that? Rutgers is the preeminent, love that, just love that. Rutgers is the preeminent public university in New Jersey. I'm a social studies teacher, so I'm going to do a bit of social studies, which is Rutgers is the land-grant institution in New Jersey. The land-grant institution is the institution in a state that is supposed to, as Irene said before, lift the common good, be the common good, lift people up, ensure that kids get a decent shot, whoever they are, wherever they live in New Jersey. That is what land-grant institutions are supposed to be. And in the last 3-4 years, and we represent more colleges than any other union, and I'm so grateful that AAUP is a full affiliate of AFT now. We know there's been lots of issues and struggles in colleges and universities through COVID. But we also know that this university, because of this staff,
nuisance to the tenured faculty, the adjunct faculty, the lecturers. This university served students during COVID because of you. Because of you.
That's right.
Because of you. And the same issues in New Jersey were there everywhere else, but you found a way to lift students up. And this university didn't suffer because of you. And that is why, regardless of any other reason, everyone deserves a fair contract all the time. But sorry for my little New Yorkies. One chutzpah to after you did all of that, for them not to bargain in good faith with you. And that is what's going on right now. And look, we had great hopes for President Holloway when he first came in. And we thought he'd get rid of all the Christie apparatchiks.
That's right.
But what is going on, President Holloway? You have an amazing staff. They need to be treated fairly. And the way you walk that walk is through a fair contract and a fair contract now. So that's why in this rally you see both the head of the AAUP and the head of the AFT and the head of AFT New Jersey all here, standing here saying the frustration is real, and what this administration needs to do is to put bargaining dates at the table, to bargain in good faith, and to show its faculty some fairness and some decency and respect for everything this faculty has done. Now I know there's a lot of issues. It's the issue of equal pay. It's the issue of health care for adjuncts. It's the issue that we've heard about all day long about what is happening with privatization in terms of the hospitals and the hospital staff. There are all sorts of issues. We do not want to negotiate in the press or out on the streets. We want to negotiate and problem solve. But if you don't negotiate and problem solve, we will be out in the streets. So, we're just giving you, in our sincerest way, Board, we're giving you that choice. Work with the people who have made this university great. Work with the people who have made this university one where people move to New Jersey and stay in New Jersey for. Work with us. Bargain a fair contract. And if you don't, we will be doing a lot more than this. Thank you. Who does the work? We do the work. Who does the work?
We do the work. Thank you, Randy, the most dangerous woman in America.
The world!
Rutgers exists not just as a university, but it's part of the New Brunswick community. As such, we're going to bring up some people from New Labor to talk about the issues that face people who live in and around the university. Ronaldo Cruz and Luke Himmel.
If they're not, we'll bring up Nish.
No, Nish isn't next. No, it's Ronaldo Cruz.
Yeah, he just called her. She didn't answer.
And we'll have to bring Ronaldo up after.
sit on the bargaining URA committee. Many of our sisters and brothers, like myself, have dedicated years of service to this university.
Amen.
We have worked without a contract.
That's right.
We have worked through frozen wages and layoffs. We've worked through a pandemic. And through it all, we have continued to provide service to our students without interruption.
Tell it, sister.
Despite this fact, $300 million has been added to the unrestricted reserves during the pandemic from our work.
That's right.
Rutgers is refusing to recognize and compensate the staff who make this university run. They don't recognize our value to the beloved community. They see us as just an additional cost that needs to be cut. We are fighting for a strong contract that recognizes our years of service and compensates us for our expertise. But more than that, we are fighting for dignity and justice for all of our members and our work, and we will win.
Get a shoes on.
What do we want? Fair contracts. When do we want them? Now. What do we want? Fair contracts. When do we want them? Now. What do we want? Fair contracts. When do we want them? Now. What do we want? Fair contracts. When do we want them? Now. BOG, what do you say? Rutgers needs a raise today. BOG, what do you say? Rutgers needs a raise today. What do you say? Rutgers needs a raise today. What do you say? Rutgers needs a raise today.
All right, folks. Next up, we have our amazing community. You hear that, President Holloway? All right, next up, we have our amazing partners from New Labor, who are joining with us to demand a rent freeze on all Rutgers properties for the next 4 years and many other things in order to make the communities where we work and the residents of the communities where we work fully respected by this university that takes and extracts from the communities and doesn't give back. So please give a welcome to Reynalda Cruz from New Labor. Reynalda.
As close as you can.
Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes.
Good afternoon, everyone.
¿Cómo estamos? ¿Se puede?
How we doing? Can we do it?
¡Se puede! Bueno, mi nombre es Reynalda Cruz, yo soy miembro y organizadora de la organización New Labor.
Okay. My name is Reynalda Cruz. I'm a member and organizer with the organization New Labor.
Yo estoy aquí porque realmente estamos apoyando a todos los profesores y los estudiantes de Rutgers, ya que las viviendas aquí en New Brunswick son demasiado caras.
I'm here in solidarity supporting the professors and students, knowing that right here in New Brunswick, the cost of rent is super high.
Porque yo vivo en New Brunswick y realmente un apartamento de 2 cuartos vale $1,500, $1,600. Es imposible con un salario mínimo de $15. No se puede vivir.
How can we afford the rent of a 2-bedroom apartment here that's $1,500, $1,600, earning $13, $14, or $15 an hour? We can't do that.
Mi hija vivió aquí en la universidad porque ella estudió en la universidad y le costaba alrededor de $10,000, $11,000 por año. Es imposible pagar los estudiantes esa renta que es demasiado cara. Y por eso estoy aquí, porque quiero que el presidente frise la renta de los estudiantes para mejorar la condición.
$10,000, $11,000. Students cannot afford it either. That's why I'm here in solidarity. That's why Rutgers needs to put a freeze on the cost of housing, because we can't make it.
Y también que les dé la oportunidad de escuchar, el presidente le dé la oportunidad de escuchar a todos los trabajadores que quieren organizarse porque tienen derecho a tener mejores salarios, mejores condiciones y mejores beneficios. Así que ya es hora.
So this president needs to hear from us, the workers because we have the right to organize, we have the right to better conditions, we have the right to benefits. He needs to hear from us, the community.
¡Se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Se puede! ¡Sí se puede! Thank you.
All right, for those who are going in to the Board of Governors, it is time for those folks. We have 2 more speakers, but we're going to have the folks who are going into the BOG assemble over there towards the entrance of Winans Hall. So if you're a speaker for the Board of Governors, or if you plan to go in, we're going to ask you to start making your way over there. And if we are going in, we want to remind them how irresponsible they've been during the pandemic. So we are going to wear masks inside collectively. Everyone who goes into the Board of Governors as part of our delegation, we are asking that you wear a mask inside. Just because the administration is not responsible does not mean we won't take our health responsibly. All right, next up is Oscar Villanueva. Oscar? Sophomore.
All right, of course, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, we just need a second. All right, okay, appreciate it. Yeah, well, okay, yeah, I was taught.
Push the button in.
All right.
On the side. On the side.
All right. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect, okay. It's wonderful to see everyone out here today on such a rainy day. You know, this kind of thing, this doesn't rest. This can't wait, you know? We've actually got stuff here to fight for, and no matter what those people at the Board of Governors say, we will always be here to fight for it until we get what we want. But just to kind of go over who I am, I'm Oscar Villar, I'm a second year, and I'm with the All Marxist Leninist Union, as you can see by the banner, and with Rutgers 1. So, again, I'm happy to see everyone here. I'm especially just happy to see so many undergrads here as well, standing in solidarity with faculty, with all the workers at Rutgers and in New Brunswick. You know, despite the university exploiting students on a daily basis, the administration is doing everything it can to sleep at night. In other words, the administration doesn't want us to burden its conscience with our words on its mismanagement of our university, including but not limited to rising tuition during a pandemic, poor on-campus housing conditions, crowded buses that never come on time, investment in the genocide of the Third World, and reckless spending on athletics. Take today's Board of Governors meeting, for example. Just a show of hands. How many people knew about the Board of Governors before hearing about this rally? I want to see.
Nobody.
No one.
Okay, and how many people knew that they could time to speak during the public comment section of the meeting? Show of hands. Yeah, virtually nobody. Yeah, but it's not our fault, you know? That's the administration wants it to be. How are we supposed to know also that the comment section is only restricted to 12 speakers? Yeah, really, only 12. Yeah, it's in the bylaws, yeah, but who is supposed to know the bylaws off the top of their heads? Nobody. We're not expected to know this stuff at all. We shouldn't be expected to know this stuff. You know, despite this though, what the administration is doing, it's not going to work in the long run because, well, the administration, they can ignore 12 people, but they cannot ignore 70,000 people across 3 campuses. You know, it's also clear that the Hall administration does not respect students and workers at all. In our last rally in September, President Hawley rolled his eyes at us as he walked into Alexander Library, where he proceeded to, in a Senate address, just basically tell the entire university that we were just exhibiting a culture of grievance, and that we should stop being so political because it is dragging everyone down. Well, guess what, President Hawley? Not all of us have the privilege of being apolitical. Everyone here is demanding change at Rutgers. Everyone here is demanding change, not out of spite or out of hatred, but out of necessity, out of survival. And as a scholar of the civil rights movement, you of all people should know that change is inherently political. Free tuition, free housing, free food are political. A new contract is political. We are political. So why even call Rutgers a revolutionary university if we don't even have the politics for change in the first place? For 159 days and counting, the faculty union has been out of a contract. It's been bargaining for a new one to ask the administration for the very basic concession of equal work for equal pay for adjunct professors. The bargaining isn't going anywhere. So if the administration does not respect us, Why should we compromise with it? Why should the union give up its demand of equal work for equal pay if it, as the administration wants it to? There is no middle ground between a university, between a better university, and a corporation that's disguised as a university. When we ask for a better university, we aren't asking for much. All we're asking for is just dignity and respect. Unfortunately, the administration won't give it to us. So as students who pay thousands of dollars annually in tuition that ends up funding $450,000 of DoorDash orders, we have no choice. We have no choice but to rebel for what is ours. And what is ours is a better university, a new democratic university by and for students and workers. We already know what is to be done. So now the question is, how can it be done? So far, students have been leading a united front, Rutgers One, to rebel for a better university. Indeed, we are a united front of students, but we're also a united front of faculty, of staff, of alumni, of community members from all over New Brunswick. Since June, Rutgers One has been meeting every Friday to unite all the groups and the organizations at Rutgers and to expose these undignified conditions here at Rutgers and to organize around them. And we are just getting started. And we want everyone here to join us in the struggle. This is how we rebel. This is how we win a new democratic university by and for workers. That is all. Thank you.
All right, Oscar! All right, Rutgers One! They are right. We are building a united front, all workers and students and community in solidarity to change this university together. And now, all right, so we're about to start in the Board of Governors. Again, if you're going in, make your way towards it. We have one last speaker out here, and she's going to bring down the house, if I can find her. Mish Sling. Mish. All right, Mish was getting out of the rain.
I'm going to go check if she's all right. Okay.
For those who cannot go into the BOG who won't fit, you're welcome to join us at 11 Stone at the Rutgers AAUP-AFT office, where we'll watch the BOG, have some pizza, drinks, and build some camaraderie. But we really do encourage everybody who can go inside and fit in, put on a mask, and go on in. It is your right. It is a public meeting, and they should have to look at the people over whom they are making decisions.
All right, again, we got Mishling. Welcome, Mish.
Hello. How is everybody doing? It's cold. It's wet. All right. Good afternoon, teachers and students, co-workers and comrades. My name is Michelle. Everyone calls me Mish. I'm a fourth-year PhD candidate in the Women's, Gender, and Sexuality Studies department. That's right. We're here on a cold day in winter, almost 3 years into a global pandemic, in person, together, because we plan on winning the contracts we need. That's right. In order for us to fight and win, we need to know the value of our own labor. And for me today, this means demystifying who graduate students are at Rutgers and what exactly it is we do for this university. Graduate students are actually graduate workers, and there are 2,500 of us across Rutgers campuses. You may know us as graduate fellows and teaching assistants and graduate assistants. These various titles might seem technical and bureaucratic, and it's because they are. Rutgers Central Administration refuses to guarantee 5 years of centralized funding for grad workers, despite this being a core demand in present and past contract campaigns. Thus, we move precariously between job categories during our years at the university, making anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 annually. We switch between faculty and student health care and often experience delays in our paychecks at the beginning of each semester due to this inconsistency. Because we do not make a living wage, graduate workers struggle to pay rent, utility bills, and feed our families. We accumulate debt.
I have taken on summer teaching as a part-time lecturer every year since starting my program in order to pay my rent. This is due to my department's efforts to support their grads with the resources they have available. Meanwhile, under the responsibility-centered management model at Rutgers, that's right, boo! Boo, RCF! Under this stupid-ass model, central administration siphons hundreds of millions of dollars from our teaching and research budget to add to their six-figure salaries and pet projects like RU Athletics. While they get rich, researchers and instructors whose work fulfills the core mission of this university get scraps. We get scraps! The mission of this university is to provide excellent teaching, research, and service to our academic community. As someone who moves between categories as a teaching assistant and part-time lecturer, workers like me teach more than 50% of courses offered to undergraduates at Rutgers. I'm going to repeat that. Teaching assistants and part-time lecturers teach 50% of undergraduate courses at Rutgers. And yet we continue to be underfunded and inconsistently funded by an administration that knows better. These inequalities are exacerbated for grad workers who are international students, who are undocumented, and also by the pandemic itself. As classes moved online and nations closed their borders, grad students were forced to zoom in from their rooms near and far, unable to go to archives, conduct research in the field, or at their labs. Many of us were sick and struggling to caretake for our loved ones while working overtime to convert to classes online. Departments were left scrambling to find funding for delayed grads, while central administration dragged their feet on a funding program that came too little too late, and that left many grads ineligible to apply. This is why we demand 1 year of funding extensions for all grads enrolled during the COVID-19 pandemic. All grads. We're demanding recognition for grad fellows who are not currently protected by our contract. That's right! Fellows work to conduct and publish critical field-defining research, attend and organize conferences, lectures, and book talks, and complete their dissertations, all of which fulfill the core mission of our university. We've heard the accusations that our demands will hurt students and faculty at this university. That any but we know Rutgers has money. In declaring a fiscal emergency, they made $365 million in pandemic aid alone. That's right. Money they largely have no proof of spending on student and workers. That's right. The truth is they have the money and they don't want to spend it on us. That's right. These are not natural inequalities. They are manufactured by a central administration that both relies on our labor and invests millions of dollars to convince us otherwise. Yeah, I'm talking about that union-busting law firm, Jackson Lewis, that they hired to bargain with us. They treat us as if we are grateful and greedy. President Holloway even chastised us for having grievances about our jobs. All right, I know it's been long, y'all. I'm wrapping up. I wish I had any easy answers to these issues. The only answer I have is this. In order to win this contract, we must organize. We have to organize. The university's pandemic response has further exhausted and isolated us. This is intentional. Do not let them trick you into thinking that hustling alone, barely scraping by, is all you deserve or all that is possible. Yes, it's true, we show up every day for our students and colleagues, but organizing isn't a service to others, it's a commitment to ourselves. Organize because you know the value of your own labor. Talk to your union rep. Come to a union orientation. If there isn't a rep, become one. Talk to your colleagues, sign petitions. Attend town halls and open bargaining sessions. Speak up about methods and tactics that work for you. And when it's time, Exercise your right to strike. Knowing you will be supported by your colleagues and students because you dare to talk with them and get on the same page. If you're a graduate fellow, sign a card and support our demand that you be included in this union. I myself will become a fellow next year again for my final year of funding. There are over 800 fellows at this university and only 60 or so who've signed cards. We have work to do, but if we do it, we can win. Solidarity to all the workers and students across Camden, Newark, and New Brunswick. Solidarity to grads striking at the UC schools. Solidarity to the railroad workers who might have to wildcat strike to get what they need. I want to end here with a chant, if you could join me. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never